Okay, so let's jump right into it. In the first program, the exercise 1, write a program by using a class of the following specification. So class name will be HCF LCM. Okay, next, the data members or the instance variable it is called. There are two instance variables int a comma b. So two numbers we have to take. Okay, now the member methods are number 1 HCF LCM inside the bracket int x comma int y. That means those two parameters we have to pass. So this is a parameterized constructor. So this constructor is to initialize a to x and b to y. Okay, now what is the another member method? That is void calculate. So what this method will do? So this method will be used to find and print the HCF and LCM of both the numbers inside the method. That means whenever we call that method, the method will display both LCM and HCF of that number that we specify during the creation of the object. So let's see how we can do. Okay, so first we go to BlueJ and create a program, say program 1, or let's stick to the class name, say HCF LCM. Okay, now next, after double clicking it, we'll see all the regenerated contents. So let's delete everything, only let's keep into the package 1 that will be needed. So let's write import java.util.star. That will be used to call the scanner class basically. So next, write the class name, so public class HCL LCM. Okay, now to parenthesis. Now first we have to specify two instance variables, so int a comma b. So these two will be our instance variable. Now we have to declare the parameterized constructor. Okay, so declare it. So public, our class name is HCL LCM. Okay, now inside the parameters, inside the constructor we have to pass two parameters, int x comma int y. So many of you might think that we can pass like int x comma y. No, inside the constructor you have to pass like the parameters like we passed in the user defined methods chapter. So int x comma int y. Now we have to map these variables to our instance variables. That means we have to map a to x. That whatever we put inside x will be passed to a, and whatever we pass to y will be stored inside b. Now let's declare our calculate method. So calculate method will be used to calculate the HCF and LCM of the two numbers that we specify. So first return type would be void, so void calculate. Okay, inside the parameters no parameters will be there because we are taking the instance variables to work with it. So first we declare one temporary variable. So basically I think the HCF LCM one, the temporary variable will be there to store the smaller number between a and b. So while the loop will be gone, while b not equal to 0 in temp equal to b, the temporary variable will store the value of b. Now the next line will write b equal to a modulus b. That means let's suppose for instance say number a will be 25 and number b say 20, then b will be 25 mod 20. That means the 5, that means the remainder, the modulus operator remainder will be returned. And the next line will, whatever we stored in the first line, say int temp equal to b, we basically pass to the next a. That means the a will be replaced by 25 will be replaced by now 5. So the loop will go on again. So b is not equal to 0, still b is not equal to 0, b is 5. Now b will be a modulus b, that means 20 modulus 5. That means this time it will be 0. So now the value of temp will be 5. So our HCF will be 5. So we basically store inside the HCF variable that we have taken. Next, the LCM, now we know the rules. LCM will be multiplication of both divided by our HCF. Okay, now print this to system dot out dot println parenthesis. So HCF is you may equal to then plus HCF plus again double quote and LCM is equal to plus LCM. Plus will be act as a connector, you know, basically. Now only thing is left is our main method. So public static void main inside the bracket string address. This is optional, you may opt out. String outs. Okay, now so main method, what we have to do, we have to just basically just input two numbers a and b, and so using scanner class I think. So let's create a scanner object. Scanner is equals to new scanner system.in. So next system.out.println say enter the value of a equal to, so a equal to sc dot next int and see there is a error popping out. Why is this error coming out? Let's see. Non-static variable cannot be referenced by a static function. That means whenever we declare an instance variable, always make them as static because they will be common for all the objects. Okay, next let's take the b as well. Sorry, system.out.println so enter the value of b. Now let's take the b as well. Sc dot next int. The same way we invoke one method is by creating the object of the class, but this time we have to specify our two parameters when we create an object. So far what we have come across, we don't have to pass anything, but this time we have to, because the constructor needs two numbers int x and y. So HCF LCM OB equal to new HCF LCM inside the bracket. Now first we have to specify int x. So what is the value of x? Whatever we are passing through a, right? So a comma b. So our object is made. Now let's call the method, the calculate method, to see what are the HCM and LCF, what are the HCF and LCM of these two numbers. Okay, so only thing is left is ob.calculate semicolon. Now let's compile it. No syntax error. Okay, minimize. Now click on right click on void main. Okay, enter the value of a. Let's give a as 25 and enter the value of b. Let's give 20. So the answer is coming in a weird way. Say HCF is 5 but LCM is 0. Why is that? Let's go back to the code again. See the operations in the while loop. After these operations, both a and b will be reduced to 0. So we are calculating a into b. There is basically 0. So a into b will not work. So we have to calculate their product beforehand. So let's take another number, say product, say int product, that will be used to store the numbers product beforehand. Say let's int product equal to a into b. Now let's replace a into b with the product. and see if it works or not. So product, now again compile it, no syntax errors still, right click, now okay, enter the value of a, let's give 25, now let's give 20, this time the answer is okay. So HCF is 5 and LCM is 25 into 20, that means 500 divided by 5 is 100. Thank you.